that brings us to New Year's, man. My favorite time of the year. Since I was a little kid, I love New Year's, and I talked about this last year. I just think it's hilarious that as a culture, we all just give each other a mulligan. No matter what, you can just be, well, I gained 811 pounds. Well, man, I tried crack a few times, and now I'm all, like, whatever the thing is, and it's like, what? New Year's resolution time, and everyone's like, sweet, cool. Like, Control-Delete, let's do it. I actually started mainlining Twinkies. Well, I'm off. New Year's, great. So that's where we're at. So the other day I was hanging out with my buddy, Dr. Conway, JP Conway. The dude's, he's brilliant. He's not as smart as his wife, Dr. Conway. She's way smarter, but he's pretty smart. And man, we were talking about resolutions and New Year's, what this looks like. And he gave me a framework that I've never heard of before. It's not complicated or savantish or anything, but it's what I'm using this year. And so I'll pass along my New Year's resolution framework, and then I'll give you a little bit of idea of what I'm doing. So here's the framework. Identity, who are you? Body and mind, money, time, talent. That's it. Identity, body and mind, money, time, and talent. And so I start with identity. I love how James Clear talks about this, and it's proven in my life to be profound. When I'm trying to change behaviors, when I'm trying to change habits, I'm trying to change the way I look at the world, I start with identity instead of starting with goals. Start with, dude, who am I? Who are you? And so here's the question I want you to answer for 2022 coming up. Who are you going to be in 2022? Who are you? Who are you going to be? Here's what I wrote. I'm a funny, joyful guy. I'm peaceful and patient. Those are 4 things this past couple of years I've let slide. Like, man, I used to just be a fun guy to be around, and now I'm all like drama and serious and let's listen to old metal. Man, I need to cheer up. The world sucks. I want to cheer up. We need more joy and more smiling. Does that mean I'm going to become a naive idiot? No. But that means if I've got a chance to tell a joke, I'm going to tell it. That means if I can be a little more patient with somebody who's working really hard on my behalf, I'm going to be more patient. That means I want people who are in my presence to leave a little more peaceful than when they got there. And that starts with me being a person of joy. I have adventures. I say yes. And we've gotten back into that this year. But man, I was all about the adventures. What's the craziest thing we could do right now? Do you want to fight, Jim? Yep. Want to go on a crazy hunting trip? Yep. Want to go do? Yep. I'm in. And then I just got old, put on a tie, started going to work every day. And I'm all about working hard. Yeah, but man, I'm about the adventure. I'm gonna be willing to lose a couple hours of sleep for a great story. I'm gonna be willing to, like we talked about a couple shows ago, shoot a deer a mile into the woods and figure out later how to get it out. Right? I want to be about the adventure. I'm invested. I am an invested and world-class husband and father. I want to be good at being a dad. I want to be good at being a husband. And that's going to frame some of my activities. I'm a hospitable neighbor. Man, I was on the road a lot this year. I want to be better about knowing my neighbors. I want to be better about when they think, hey, I need some help with, I can call that guy. Just being a guy in my community that people can think, I trust that guy. Let's give him a shout. He'll show up. And then people are less anxious after being in my presence. That goes back to the top one, but I want to be, I've just been around some folks. I've been around Irvin Yalling. I've been around some folks. You're in their presence and your heart rate drops. And I want to be that for folks. I think that's what the world needs right now, is a little less third rail. Body and mind, I'm going to do one hard thing a day. That's pretty normal for me, whether it's like, man, chipping the ice out of the cold tub yesterday. Whoo, man, it was cold. Taking cold showers. I worked out outside today. It was freezing. I want to do one hard thing a day. There is some days that I skip that. I'm not going to do that this year. Exercise, workout, movement every day. Downloaded an app, 365 days. I'm not going to skip a day of moving my body. I'm not going to have my goal for a day be to do nothing. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to go insane every workout. It doesn't mean I'm not going to have days where I don't devote some time to some maintenance and some taking care of myself. But I'm going to every day move my body. Every day I'm going to exercise, work out. I'm going to do something towards continuing to honor my body. This year, I think I'm going to hit right at 50 books read for the year, which is good. It's fine. It's good. But I wrote a big book, and that took a ton of time. Writing a book's hard. And I'm excited the book comes out this year. I'm super jazzed about it. But this year I'm going to move up to 75 books. I'm not going to have a book to write. I'm going to be traveling a lot, speaking and being on the road with this new book and coming out to y'all's towns. And so I'm excited for that. But 75 books this year. It's for my mind. I got sucked into an office vortex this year. Man, I've watched more TV in the last 7 months than I have probably in the last 3 years. Man, I'm done with that. I'm going to get back out. I do love The Office. It's a show that it's like a Xanax for me, but I'm out. More games. I got some guitars that I'm working on fixing. I'm going to hunt a little bit more, and we are making a garden that's about the size of a small planet on our place, and so I'm looking forward to that. Money. I've got a really audacious salary goal for this year, an obnoxious one. I'm gonna have to work really hard. And what I'm gonna do is I put that number down, and then I'm gonna reverse engineer it. Here's how much I gotta make each month. Here's how much I gotta make each week. And then we're gonna reverse engineer. We're gonna fill those gaps in that way. I'm gonna try to pay off my house this year. It's gonna be hard. That's a stretch goal, but we're gonna figure it out. I've got a giving amount that's gonna be obnoxious, an obnoxious giving amount. And we're going to save. And then I fell off this year just with the homeschooling and the back in school and man, it got to where doing budgets with my wife was just our quiet time, going over calendars and budgets. And I got to bring my kids back into that. They need to see that struggle. They need to see how much things cost. They need to see their role as an important part of our home. And I'm not going to give them all the details, but they do need to know how the world works. And that starts with me and my wife modeling budgeting. And then time, dude, I just waste a lot of time. I got to slow down. I've got to be present. I just got to stop wasting time. So I'm going to do a time audit over the next couple of days and really dial it in. I think I know I can get an hour or two back each day, and I'm looking forward to that. And then talents. Man, what are the things I'm good at James, playing music this year, I needed that. That was good for me. You play every week, huh? You play for your church?
Not quite every week, but every couple of weeks.
Yeah, see, I don't. I need to start playing. And I want to be better at speaking. And obviously the book's coming out this year. And then I've doing some stuff with my local community with the police officers here in town and getting back into doing some crisis stuff, crisis calls. That gives me life, and it's something I'm good at. So there's some personal things in there and there's some more specific data points in there for this year. But going back to identity, body and mind, money, time, and talents. That's the framework I'm using this year from Dr. Conway. I recommend you use that framework. Give yourself some sort of framework. And then here's the magic. Tell somebody. Sit down and read this out loud. Grab a couple of guys, bring them over. Y'all grab some beers and y'all say, here's what I'm committing to this year. Here's what y'all are committing to. If you want to be gangster, put $500 in a pot. I'm going to run this marathon. I'm going to save this much money. I'm going to earn this much money. I'm going to exercise every day. And if I don't, this pot goes to the charity of your choice. The charity I hate the most in the world. Whatever, put something in there, right? And I've seen guys you're going to start a workout program. They take pictures of each other. And if they quit working out, then they're going to post the other guy's picture, whatever the thing is for you. Bring some women over to your house. Y'all all hang out and just say, hey, let's be vulnerable. Here's what I'm going to work on. Here's what I'm going to work on being a mom this year. I'm going to work on being a wife this year. I'm going to work on being a girlfriend this year. Whatever that looks like for you. And then by the end of the year, we're going to reverse engineer that. So I want 2 finished guitars at the end of this year. That means I got to build that in my calendar. I want to actually take my family on a vacation. I'm just going to work it in. I want this hunting trip. I'm going to work that in. And then we're going to have an incredible, intentional year. The magic here is identity and intentionality. We just think our problems are just going to go away. If we just ignore them, they'll stop. If we just quit talking about it in our marriage, it'll just fix itself. We want better sex. It'll just happen. It'll just happen. I want to talk to my kids better. They're just in a phase. They'll grow out of it. I want to make more money. My boss will just one day be like, you know what? 40% raise for you. They don't just go away. It's about identity and about intentionality. And I'm with you. I'm going first. I want you to join us. So if you're a real baller, I want you to write down your New Year's resolutions, mail them to me. And we will put the physical address here in the show notes. And over the course of the year, I'm going to reach out to you and see how you're doing on them. This is the ultimate bluff call, 2022 bluff call. The world needs you to step up. The world needs you to lean in here. Let's get it done.